Tarka. I'd like that we please welcome him with a resounding applause. And to our chief hosts, the Secretary to Government of the Federation, former Governor of Benue State, former Senator, well, once a Senator, always a Senator, former Minister, Special Duties, and Secretary to Government of the Federation, our mentor, the man who makes men. Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming His Excellency, Dr. George Akume, CON. And also with him is the Chairman, Nigerian Governors Forum, who doubles as the Executive Governor of Kwara State, His Excellency Abdurrahman Abdulrazak. Can we please welcome him with a resounding applause? I'll run through the protocol very quickly so we can get this event underway. The President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, represented by the Honorable Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Engineer Professor Telumun Utev, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, ably represented by Right Honorable Dixon Tarka. Our dear chief hosts of this event, the Secretary to Government of the Federation, Senator Dr. George Akume, CON, KSJI, FNIM. Your Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State and Chairman Nigerian Governors Forum, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, would like to welcome you. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Benue State, Dr. Sam Ode MNI, ably represented at this occasion by his Principal Private Secretary, Honorable Lawrence Oguche, Honorable Ministers here present, Permanent Secretaries from the Office of the Secretary to Government of the Federation and other ministries of the Federal Government here present, the Executive Secretary, TED Fund, Architect Sonny Echoda, and your counterpart from Petard, Executive Secretary Petard, Dr. Chioma Ejikeme. The Chief of Defense Staff, ably represented at this occasion by Navy Commodore I.A. Ahmed, Director of Education, Department of Defense Administration, Defense Headquarters. Heads of agencies and departments of government here present, both at the federal and state levels. The Inspector General of Police, ably represented, heads of paramilitary organizations, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our royal fathers, but particularly the Emir of Kefi, Your Royal Highness Alhaji Shehu, Dr. Shehu Yamusa Chinda, CON, CFR, I beg your pardon, the third. Members of the clergy from the diverse denominations here present, the husband to our honoree, for whom we are gathered here posthumously, Mr. Ape Fateh Ape, or Fateh Ape Ate, Fateh, forgive me for that mix-up. Immediate members of the Tarka's family and the Fateh's family here present, distinguished guests, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is in honor of a woman who during her lifetime touched many lives in diverse positive ways. And even in death, those whom she has touched have been singing her praises and praying for the repose of her soul, just as all of us are gathered here this morning to honor her posthumously with a book that she put together before God called her home. The husband is here, who will be talking to us a little bit after about the reason for this event. The title of the book, as you all know, Called to be Chosen and Glorified, God's Vessels, written by Barrister Maureen mimidoo Tarka Fateh. It is as a result of the public presentation of this book that we're gathered here this morning. And just before we continue, may we please rise one more time to observe a minute's silence in her honor and all the faithful departed. May the soul of Barrister Maureen mimidoo Tarka, Fateh, through the mercy of God and all the faithful departed, rest in perfect peace. Amen. Please be seated. It is on this note, Your Excellencies, that we invite us to take this hymn together. It is captured on page 5 of our program brochure. When peace like a river. Do we have the chorus step that is leading us in this very quickly, so you can come to the microphone? May I also just welcome the Commandant General of the Peace Corps of Nigeria, Ambassador Professor Dixon Ako. Would like to welcome you. Please put your hands together for him as well. If there is none to take this, and it's not coming via the LED screens as well, we will just memorize it, and perhaps towards the end of this program, we'll be able to sing this hymn. But to get these events started in earnest, it is pertinent that we invite the distinguished chairman of these occasions, who doubles as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. If someone is here to take us through this hymn, if you do know it, please sing along. When peace like a river attended my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my Lord thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul, it is well. My soul, it is well with my soul. 2. Though Satan should buffet, though trials should come, let this blessed assurance control that Christ has regarded my hand is well
with my soul.
with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. At some point there used to be a chorus there, but I didn't want my... Please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Thank you, Excellencies. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Special Guest of Honor, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, please permit me to rest on the already established protocol as we invite at this juncture the man who doubles as our chief host, our mentor, and the man who has changed the narrative, especially in Benue, and has expanded his tentacles to the nooks and crannies of Nigeria, becoming a defendant of our democracy. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the welcome remarks, may I invite our chief host, Your Excellency, Senator Dr. George Akume, CEO and KSJI, to please come forward with your welcome remarks. The man that makes men. Can I hear that applause even as loud as you can for the Secretary to Government of the Federation?
Your Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Your Excellency, the Speaker, Federal House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, ably represented by Right Honorable Dixon Turkey. Your Excellency, my younger brother, my friend, Abdul Razak, Governor of Kwara State and Chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, the representative of the Minister of FCT, the Chief of Defense Staff, ably represented, the Deputy Governor of Benue State also ably represented, the General Police also represented, members of the diplomatic corps here present, heads of federal government parastatals, recognize our son from Benue State, Executive Secretary of the TED Fund, Architect Tony. Your Royal Highnesses, top politicians and statesmen here present, Senator Professor, Senator Tiligado, Mount Simon, Ambassador Circle. Your most distinguished staffs here present, members of the Tarka family, led by my chief staff, Christopher Tarka. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister is representing the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Minister of Water, Resources and Sanitation, Professor Utse. I play host to this great event. Well, this is not a solemn occasion. It's an occasion to celebrate in a very special way the departure of a dear daughter, a dear sister. A dear personality, a lady who was born into a very great family. In Nigeria, in the northern region, in what is today Benue State, and in what is today Tarka local government. Mrs. Maureen mimidoo Tarka the Fateh was a young woman with a promising future. Very well educated, very well read. When you look at the combination of her names, you look at Atinuke, which is a Yoruba name that was part of her collection given to her by a great father, the nationalist, the politician, the statesman, Chief Joseph Tarka. Atinuke was the name of his friend's wife, the wife of Bolaike. Bola was a great friend of J.S. Tarka, a great lawyer who defended all cases involving the struggles that marked the life and times of the late Senator Joseph Tarka. Maureen was a philanthropist. I recall when I was governor, she visited me on a number of occasions, not to seek favors for herself, but to obtain favors for friends. And the other time she came, she told me, "Uncle, don't be tired of us. We will continue to come as a fantastic. I'm following the footsteps of my great uncle, J.S. Tarka." Many of you who are here knew J.S. Tarka. Many of you who are here did not know him. The younger ones, like Shagaya, this young one here, knew Maureen very well. I was speaking to the governor of Kwara in the holding room, and we completely eulogized the mission and vision of late Father Disagama, establishment of a fantastic school, Karula Catholic School. We trained many, and they were drawn from all over the northern region. Catholic School was a melting pot to a large extent, and many of them also went. Many of them also went to the famous Barrow College. They're in the process of reactivating this so that we begin to come together again to celebrate our past, because the past is worth celebrating. President is heavily represented here. Speaker is here. So many people are here. The governor himself speaks volume about our country. Maureen showed us quite a lot. I said she was a mother, and I want to believe that the younger people here should also take to writing. So that whenever we take leave of this world, our views, our thought processes wouldn't have been lost. I thank you for coming in large numbers, because I know today is Saturday and there are so many other events. To the Fateh family, we join you in celebrating this wonderful occasion. She was also a pastor under the word of the slave. I want to say why you miss her here on earth. The angels have already welcomed her home. Once again, I welcome you. God bless you. Thank you.
I'd like to call for yet a bigger round of applause for the Chief Hosting Secretary to Government of the Federation. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, sir. The distinguished chairman of this occasion is His Excellency the Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, Ian Zazo, represented at this occasion by Right Honorable Dixon Taki, Member House of Representatives, who is standing in for the Speaker. Can we please invite the chairman of the occasion very quickly to come to deliver his opening remarks. Mr. Chairman, sir, please a round of applause for him.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, our father, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, ably represented by my brother, the Minister for Water Resources, Professor Fateh, our father, the SGF, Your Excellency, our performing Governor of Kwara State, the representative of the CDS and of the IG of police, the representative of the FCT minister, our parents that are here, Secretary Jack Tirigado, our father, Chief Sam Shagwa, our father, Professor Iwesi Hae is here. Our brother from our brother John is there. Invited guests, let me stand on the protocol as already been established by our father here. My speaker was supposed to be here today himself. We had discussed it, but something happened yesterday. As some of you are aware, we lost one of our members, a very vibrant young legislator from Jigawa State, Honorable Isa Dogonyaro. He died suddenly yesterday. So the speaker had to travel out of the state to go to Jigawa. Actually, he was buried here yesterday. We were all there at Gudu Cemetery. But his family is in Jigawa, so he had to leave for Jigawa today. Which is why he called this morning that I should come in and stand in for him. Protocols. I am delighted and honored to join the family members and friends of one of Nigeria's pioneer leaders and Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Dr. J.S. Tarka, to present this timely book called To Be Chosen and Glorified God Person. to the public. This book, like any other literature, is one timeless noble art that the Creator has given to humanity, which keep our history alive. I must commend the Tarka family for organizing this memorial program with the presentation of this book as a reminder of the life and times of one of the former leaders of Nigeria. Indeed, one of the uncommon burdens of coming from a great lineage or family is how to successfully navigate the tortured path that every true son or daughter will have to pass through in their lifetime in order to keep their heritage intact. If you have a heritage like the Tarkas, you are thrown into such a big shoe that constantly reminds you of where you're coming from and the need to maintain integrity, sanctity, respect, regard, and heritage that the name Tarka has come to represent in the political history of Nigeria. It is noteworthy that Senator J.S. Tarka was the pioneer chairman of the Senate Committee on Finance and Appropriation, who was in his lifetime one of the patriots that ushered in our dear country into an independent state from the shackles of colonialism. As a Democrat, he was a member of the 1959 Constitutional Conference, as well as a member of the Weekends Commission of 1958. His alliance with Aminu Kano professionalized Nigerian politics into anchor on the needs and aspirations of the ordinary people. Senator J.S. Tarka lived his very short but extremely impactful life in service to his people and humanity at large. That is why it is not surprising that his children imbibe the culture of service to humanity as signified by this book, called To Be Chosen and Glorify God verse. This book is a significant reminder to our national life today that we need to be reminded that we are not here by chance or accident, but by divine design or for a purpose. We are all vessels that our Maker has created for specific service to the larger humanity. I therefore commend the author for this book for giving us this beautiful gift to ponder about our journey of life. I sincerely thank Maureen's siblings for taking up the challenge of publishing the book even when Maureen has left us. The significance of this chain of events should remind us that we are our roles to play as members of a team that God in His infinite wisdom put together for a purpose. As Nigerians, we must draw inspiration from this book to realize that though our tongues and geography may differ, we are united in one destiny. As individuals, we must see ourselves as vessels crafted by God to play specific but complementary roles in a single quest to build a progressive nation that outlive us, yet inspire pride and happiness in those that come after us. In the 10th House of Representatives, the People's House, we have elected to look beyond political parties, region or religion, as we understand that we are bound by the same needs, the same challenges, and the aspiration for progress, prosperity, justice, and security. This is why we are united as representatives of the people who work for the people of Nigeria and support the government to deliver on the promises of good governance, security, and welfare of our citizens. Once again, I congratulate the Tarka family for reminding us of what many of us have taken for granted, that we are divine vessels for God's purpose. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much indeed. That's the Speaker, House of Representatives, His Excellency Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, speaking through Honorable Dixon Taku at this event as the chairman of the occasion. I'd like that we please give him yet another resounding applause. Thank you very, very much indeed. The die is cast, and it is time for us to listen to the very eloquent words from the distinguished special guest of honor at this occasion, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please let's welcome his representative, the Honorable Minister for Water Resources and Sanitation, Engineer Professor Telumu, who said standing in for His Excellency the President. Can we make that applause for His Excellency a lot louder, please? Your Excellency, Mr. President's representative.
The chairman of the occasion, the Speaker of House of Representatives, here represented by my brother, Honorable Dixon Taku, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, His Excellency Senator Dr. George Akume, His Excellency the Executive Governor of Kwara State, Abdulrazak, the Chairman, Nigerian Governors Forum, representative of the Governor of Benue State, Honorable Lawrence Oguche, my colleagues, Honorable Ministers that are here present, Executive Secretary of TEFOND, Architect Sonny Echonu, representative of the Chief of Defense Staff, representative of the Inspector General of Police, here represented by Commissioner of Police, FCT, representative of the Coast Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, our royal fathers here present, the clergy and all women here present, members of the diplomatic corps, the press, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to stand hold for the President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and here I present his message. It is with joy for a life well spent by Joseph Sawan Tarka that I stand in front of you today to present a speech on behalf of the President, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, on the launch of the book called To Be Chosen and Glorified, God's Vessel, written by Maureen mimidoo Tarka Fateh. We have gathered today to celebrate the incredible life and works of Maureen, a literary giant who left indelible mark in the world during her lifetime, which will continue to inspire generations over time. It is commendable effort by late Maureen to have carried the legacy of late Senator Chief Dr. Joseph Sawan Tarka, CFR, of blessed memory with immense grace, and I am delighted with the family of Joseph Sawan Tarka for sustaining this good spirit. It is at this juncture that I importantly acknowledge the roles of Dr. J.S. Tarka in the political emancipation of Nigeria before, during, and after independence. This book written by Maureen is more than a paper, but it's a combination of dreams, testimony of enduring power of creativity, and a good legacy for the family that will inspire teeming youths around Nigeria and the whole world. Maureen will always echo in our hearts for her unwavering love for humanity and her contributions to human development. I want to sincerely thank the family of Maureen Tarka for sustaining the legacy of Joseph Sawan Tarka, and I enjoy all invited guests to support the family towards the book launch. God bless you all. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
On the program, remarks to be given to us by the Executive Governor of Kwara State to speak on behalf of Capital School Kaduna, indeed one of the schools that late Maureen attended. Please help me welcome. At this point, as I invite Abdul Rahman Abdulazak, the Executive Governor of Kwara State and Chairman of Joint Governors Forum, as they approach the podium for the remarks.
President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by the Honorable Minister for Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Itzel. The Speaker of the House of Representatives will be represented by Right Honorable Dixon Patrick. The Secretary to the Federal Government, our leader in North Central, Senator George Akume. At this point, I'll stand on existing protocols while recognizing top government functionaries, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizers of this event. I pray that may God bless you all. And also, I'd like us to use this occasion to remember and pray for the late Senator Joseph Tarka, former House of Representative, Simeon Tarka, and my best friend, late Julius Tarka, and other members of the Tarka clan that have passed on. But most of us will know Capital School Kaduna. Capital School Kaduna was established by the late Sadano of Sokoto. The whole idea of the school was to create an institution, a model like the UK public schools. Now, public schools in UK are private schools. And private schools in UK were the establishment, the Eatons, that formed the core of the parliamentary system, the House of Lords and the House of Parliament in the UK. So it created the capital school so that it could be replicated all over northern Nigeria. And by that way, in that way, it would have started nurturing the leaders of Nigeria today. Today, looking on this wall, there are many products from Capital School Kaduna, including myself. But that's not all that brought us together today. It's in the memory of the Tarka family. what Tarka has done for Nigeria. J.S. Tarka died at 48. Many of us won't believe that. Maureen lived longer than her father. Maureen died at 53. And today, she's brought us all here together today. It's a Tarka name that brought us all here today. One would think, how have we remembered the Tarka family? But strongly indeed. There's a university named after the Tarka family. There is a local government named after the Tarka family, which is unprecedented. What we don't have yet is a Tarka family on the Nigerian currency. Well, it's a real happening. Now, going down the lane in Catholic school, our teachers were British. Our matrons in the dormitories were British. Everything we did was about the British system, which was inculcated in us then. And that, with a sense of leadership, which you see amongst us today, it was the idea of capital school that led to what you see today as the unity schools, the federal government colleges. So that idea, which Saddam incubated for the North, became a national idea where you have the federal government girls colleges, federal government colleges of today. Now, the capital school alumni, well, we cherish her memory. The Dynamis Church, I thank you all for what you've been doing. She was a great member of the church. And throughout her life, she did dedicate herself to humanity. I haven't read the book yet, but I intend to purchase several copies. Some for Capital School, and some indeed on behalf of my state, Kwara State, by on behalf of the Minister of Education and the Institute of Now, as part of these demands today, I won't be able to call a figure, but it will be something that will be handsomely appreciated. But let not this be the end of remembering Maureen. Let's gather next year. Let's institute things in our memory. Let's set up charity foundations in our memory. So this is the first of many to come. Like I said, I thank the organizers. So I also charge the organizers to say, let's meet next year and do something great in our memory. Thank you very much.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on the program we have next the unveiling and presentation. But just before we move into that, I have the mandate of the organizers at this point to invite the husband to please talk to us about the book briefly. And then after that, we'll call out the names for those to unveil and to present. J.S. Tarka, great man. We have J.S. Tarka University of Agriculture. Of course, J.S. Tarka Airport. This is the husband.
I'd like to recognize the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by one of our own, Professor Fateh. Also like to recognize our benefactor, the man that has stood for us every time. In fact, when he was governor of Benue State, it was like our second home with meaning. So the Honorable, His Excellency, the Honorable Chief Doctor Judge Akume, CON, KSGI. It's indeed an honor to stand before you today. I'd like to stand in the existing protocol so that to save our time. Now, this occasion is to unveil a book written by my dear wife, who departed to eternity in our own thinking very untimely. But, you know, like the Bible says, that the secret things belong to Him. We can never tell why He decided to take us the time He did. But we are grateful to Him to giving His heart to us at the times He gave us. That beautiful soul. She was indeed a shining light and an example to many people. You can, if you read the book, you will know that that is her speaking. Because you can identify with it, because you can hear her voice in the book. It exemplifies her. It stands for all the things that she stood for. She wrote it from the heart. You know, so we first published the book online, but in order to give it a wider reach was why we decided to make hard copies of it, so that the legacy will continue and everything will work according to how she planned it to be. It's going to be a blessing to not just, though it's about marriage basically, but it applies to every endeavor in life. Called to be chosen, glorified God's vessel. It's something that you can, if you see from even the first page, you can see the three things she talked about: glorification, chosen, and then a vessel. If you combine the three of them, glory is something that brings honor to people, and chosen, you have to be chosen, you know, to be a vessel in God's hands. So in whatever capacity you are, you can apply the principles of glorification, of chosen, and of vessel in the hands of God, in whatever endeavor in life you find yourself. You know, because the exemplary life she lived, if you look at the maternal superintendents and the filial subservience, you will know that she was indeed an honorable woman. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth speaking of her in the past. But we have to accept the reality of what God has done. So we also still give Him thanks and all that. So I'd like to thank all of you, everybody that made this event, especially Honorable Chris Tarka, who I call my father-in-law, all the team that put together this event. I'd like to appreciate you and thank you for honoring our darling wife, sister, and mother, Mrs. Mimidoo Tarka. Fateh. Thank you very much for coming.
Once again, with emphasis, I'd like to move very quickly by stepping into the next item on the program, which is the unveiling and presentation. And to do the unveiling, I have a long but short list at the same time to invite the representative of the President and Commander-in-Chief to please come forward. We are in the next the unveiling and presentation. We're inviting the representative of the President and Commander-in-Chief. We're also inviting the Chief Host, that's the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, as we are at the stage of unveiling. To also invite the husband. I'm also to invite the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Governor of Kwara State. We are approaching the unveiling, and this is the list I have. The Deputy Governor of Benue State, the Chief of Defense Staff, Inspector General of Police, Professor Iwesuhari, Distinguished Senator Jacob Tilegado,
the Road Safety Co-Marshal, the Executive Secretary Petard, our Royal Father, the Emir of Kefi. Thank you so very much. At this point, we yield the microphone to the representative of His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief, to unveil and, of course, do the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I call on all of us to unveil the book called Choosing and Glorify God's Person to the public. The copies of this book are made available for whichever amount you want to buy or how many copies you want to pick for family and friends. Like the husband said, this is a book about family. So I'm hoping that the public will like to pick copies and buy them for their families.
Okay. Excellency,
to tell us about the book that we have just unveiled and presented, I have the name of Professor Yowesi Babatunde. So please approach the podium, talk to us, tell us by way of synopsis what this book is trying to say to us. Please help me welcome as I invite Professor Yowesi Babatunde, the book reviewer, as I approach the podium.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, I thank my father, my mentor, distinguished Senator George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and the Tarka family, to find him worthy to look at the synopsis, why everyone should read this book. The book written by our late sister, Maureen mimidoo Tarka Fateh, called to be chosen and glorify God's verses. It's published by Gihon Publishing Limited, United Kingdom, and the publisher also had time to drop in a preface. The foreword was written by Apostle Dr. Emmanuel Nuhukure, Vision Pioneer, Throne Room Trust Ministry, Kafanchan, Kaduna State. He's the National Secretary, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria. The husband had spoken, but in here, I want to point out just a few things that resonate with the book. In my quick review of this book, I find it very interesting, and I think everyone should have a copy in the home, especially if you still have young women aspiring to get married. But like the husband did say, this book resonates with the values I was also brought up with, even as a young man. And I believe if you go through it, it can help you with quite a lot of very important decisions in life. The husband addressed her here as my Kasi Kunu. It calls to mind, it's very important that I interpret that for those of you who are non-team speaking, so that you understand what Kasi Kunu means. It means
20 women in one woman. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought this would deserve some applause. Putting 20 women in one woman. That is the meaning of that name. And of course, he said a few things here which I think I should laud it. God's ways are far beyond human comprehension. The Holy Writer states in Isaiah 5 verses 8 and 9, my thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways not your ways. My ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. So we always submit to his sovereignty. He stated a bit here how they met. His mom, the husband's mom, grew up with the grandmother of Mimidoo. So they were very close from when they were young children, but they were not related enough to deter them from marriage. So their relationship gradually blossomed to marriage. He says something here which I also did when I married my wife. We forgave each other before we married. I told my wife I created a bank of forgiveness for her. Anytime you offend, you go and draw. That's simple. This is very crucial in marriages. He also says something here. If the Tarka family were on a orchestra, the wife would have been the dancing star of that orchestra. Of course, the husband reiterated how they travel around the world together, hand in hand. And it ended up this section with Mimi's transition, created such a deep void, so difficult to fill, and left me with more questions than answers as I prayed and tried to find out why God allowed it to happen. The only thing I got was Romans 11:33. In 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, permit me to take you through the book as I did, and it has helped me. I believe I will be a better person after today. The first chapter says glorification of God's chosen verses. And the husband had also reiterated that quickly in his own quick speech here, where she actually tried to even buy the dictionary, look at these three distinct words inside this chapter: glorification, chosen, and vessel. She did a good justice. She did a good work with it, as you can go through. For something to be glorified, praise and worship of God, fame, praise, honor, given to somebody because they have achieved something important, great beauty, special cause for pride, respect, pleasure, and so on and so forth. These are things that we call for glorification. She defined chosen by the dictionary. Out of a group, out of many, one is chosen, taken out for a special purpose. And of course, vessel being a container, a large vessel, a ship can be called a vessel or something big or something glorious. One thing that also struck me for this book is at the end of every chapter, she ended it with a prayer. Now, the husband has also summarized this entire book in those few words of his. It is about marriage. It is more importantly for young women who are aspiring to get married. And if you go through the book, quite a lot is being said about virtues, about purification, about patience, about waiting on the Lord, about doing the right thing and hoping for God to do his own part. She actually went back to creation and looked at when God created Adam
and created every other thing and said you were beautiful. I'm in chapter 2 now, referred to as the helpmeet. And God decided that after everything was beautiful, He created animals, Adam named them, and then eventually God said, oh, it looks like man is alone. Let me also make a helpmeet for this person. Now, she said that when you're young, as you are growing up, the gifts your parents give you are enough to point to you the kind of personality that you should become. And that she went ahead and said, by the time you are 18, you begin to form in your mind the kind of husband you're looking for, the kind of wife you're looking for, and so on and so forth. Something about the creation of woman, it's always amusing me. I wonder why God had to make man to sleep before He would create the woman. Question mark. So at my own marriage, my father told me, if I manage to know 40% of my wife, I should be grateful and leave the rest because I was asleep when she was created. This is well spelled out over here in this book as well. And she went ahead to look at the spiritual character deficiencies, physiological, psychological circumstances that may hinder a lady or a young woman to prepare herself for being a proper bride. So if you read this book, you can find out those challenges, especially for the young women. You can avert them because someone has told you in earnest what you should do. She said here, marriage is God's idea. I needed to point this out too because when I teach in class, I tell my students, there are certain things that are your responsibility. There are certain things that are not your responsibility, especially if you believe in the God deity. Marriage is one of them. It's not your idea. So the man who created the marriage will bring the marriage. I always give example, again, of myself. At the point when I was running away from marriage, once a young lady begins to settle, leave one shoe, leave one tie, then I will dismiss. That was the time God arrested me and gave me my wife for 21 years. So it's God's idea. And so when it's time for it, He will bring it. You do your own preparations. This book has quite a lot for you to prepare for marriage. In chapter 3, what kind of a vessel are you? Now this is the one that touches across all of us. Are you a vessel that can be used even by God, by your principal, by your government? This cuts across if it's not just for the young women. And so this chapter, it's very good for all of us, and she really did justice with it. Again, she always ends it with a good prayer. Honor is chapter 4. And here, she defines what honor is and how one can remain honorable such that as you grow, you will be visible to the society and perhaps a young man who can find you to marry. Again, honor is a thing that cuts across all of us, not just for young women or men who are aspiring to settle down in marriage. So I think it's a must read for all of us. And again, that was closed with a prayer. In chapter 5, quiet and gentle spirit. A lot of pressure begins to pile up amongst young people when they are growing older and the relationships they have gone into never materializes into marriage. Then people begin to be under pressure. Some of us never went through that. I was running away from it anyway. But it's a common thing that I'm 28. Oh, I'm approaching 30. I don't know when my own husband will come. And here, Mimi is advocating or admonishing for a quiet and gentle spirit. We'll be skipping, but chapter 6, sanctification, it's a must read as well.
She talked about here, very importantly for young women to remain sanctified before their marriage. But somewhere along the line, as a human being, she admonished, if you have fallen, you can go back to your God, apologize, and restart your life. In chapter 7, beauty and preparations. She, of course, talked about how across Africa and the world, women are prepared and beautified before their marriage. Made reference to Esther in the Bible. Esther waited for about 4 years. It was in the 10th month of the 4th year that she was eventually presented to the king, and she got married, and all of us know this story. In some part of Nigeria, I think taking a lady to the fattening room also is a type of culture that prepares women for marriage. In chapter 8, I have just 3 more to sensitize. Submission to the Holy Spirit. She also emphasized on your quest to, when Christ was living, said, I was going to send you a teacher. If you listen quietly to the Holy Spirit, you can learn quite a lot from him. In chapter 9, managing your emotions. Of course, this is not just for the women, this cuts across all of us. She believes in the cultural, the carry on of our culture. Unlike the problem we are going through with our Gen Z generation, when we travel outside the country and return to Nigeria, our intonation changes, many things. We abandon the cultures and the trainings and the values which our culture has dished out to us, and begin to bring other strange culture back home. She warns strongly against that and asks us to manage our emotions. In chapter 10, patience, why wait? She also made reference to the Esther, waiting for almost 4 years before she was presented. In chapter 11, willing to pay the price. You must be willing to pay the price for a better tomorrow. Of course, not just for the women. If you want to enjoy a marriage, you must be willing to pay the price. And finally, in chapter 12, she talks about wisdom and sensitivity. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that myself, reading through this book, I have learned a lot already. And I believe that it resonates with the values I was given as a young person. I will enjoin all of you to buy it and make it available to secondary, primary schools, and encourage young women and men who are aspiring to become married people in their futures. I thank you very much for the opportunity.
The Chief of Staff to His Excellency, the President of the Senate, Barrister Sylvester Okonkwo, is here with us. Please, let's put our hands together for him. And next on the program is the goodwill messages. One minute to save time. The other brother to our sister would like to just give us a hint before we proceed.
Your Excellencies, permit me to stand on the it's just an announcement from the organizers. This event is a presentation of the book written by our sister, but also she had a passion for widows, for orphans, and for the girl child. As such, she has a foundation to that effect. So the proceeds from this book are going into that foundation. So even though if you have spoken before, if you feel led, you can still either come up publicly or see us in camera and do your little pledge. We just want to pass that on. Please, the organizers are the ones with the tags. And if you're not comfortable, just come to me. You can see me in camera. The left hand will not know what the right hand is doing. I also like to, just on behalf of the Arts and Culture group, say something. We're not allowed to spray, but we can sow seed. So they're still out there, you can sow seed in their life. Thank you.
The goodwill messages. We'll start with the Deputy Governor of Benue State. 1 minute.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please kindly permit me to sign the existing protocol. Ladies and with great pleasure and honor that I stand before you today on behalf of the Deputy Governor of Benue State, His Excellency, Barrister Dr. Sam Ode MNI, to celebrate the launch of this remarkable book. The event does not only celebrate the author's dedication and hard work, but also highlights the depth and importance of our faith in shaping our society. Books have the power to inspire, educate, and provoke thought, and this publication is undoubtedly a testament to that power. As we delve into the pages of the book, may we find wisdom, insight, and perhaps even a call to action. Once again, congratulations to the family, and may this book find a way into the hearts of many. On this note, I hereby purchase 2 copies of the book for the sum of 2.5 million naira. Thank you very much.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for this big and huge presentation. Next is the Chief of Defense Staff. Your Excellency, the Chairman of this great occasion, permit me, sir, to stand on a well-established protocol. I'm Commodore I. Ahmed, Director, Education Defense Secretary. I'm representing my boss, the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa Oefa. He has mandated me to felicitate with our father, our mentor, the Tarka's family. He wished to be here because of service exigencies. He asked and directed that I should represent him. That much I do. He has mandated me to pick 10 copies of the book and to echo the amount that is pledged to the organizers. Once again, he also directed and mandated that I should congratulate the planning committee for a job well done. Unlike the chairman of Nigeria Governor Forum said, the lights must not dim. Once again, God bless us all, and congratulations to the corporate planning committee. Thank you, sir. The representative of the Inspector General of Police, CP Ben Igwe, CP FCC.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I beg to stand on the existing protocol. I am CP Bennett Igwe MNI. I was sent by the Inspector General of Police to represent me. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Adolu Ekutukun, NPM PAD, who is a vessel being used by God to protect Nigeria. And I am the vessel being used by Abuja to protect Abuja. He has asked me to pick. He has asked me to pick. We need almost 1,000 copies of this book to put to every police station in Nigeria. Because of the message and the book. The message is wonderful. We are all vessels being used. To God be all the glory. But I will pick 5 now and discuss with the organizers on how to do the remaining. God bless all of you.
Next would have been road safety, but he said due to protocols he won't talk when the NCF has spoken. That's okay. Good day everybody, the SGF, especially recognized and all that protocol duly observed. My name is Adewale Alin. I am the Chief Protocol Officer to the Corps Marshal of Federal Road Safety Corps. The Corps Marshal has sent his regards to the organizers of this great event, and he has pledged that I should pick 5 copies for our National Library. We will discuss with the organizers behind the scene. Thank you and God bless you. I'm inviting the Chief of Staff to the President of Senate, Barrister Sylvester Okonkwo. Chief of Staff to the President of Senate.
name of the President of the Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is here represented by our dear Minister of Water Resources, Fateh Hussein, our own SGF, and all protocols observed. SGF, I must say that your presence here underscores the premium you place on this family, a great icon of the Middle Belt, Joseph Tarka. We knew him as a young man, very dogged, a Democrat, and a Republican. I must congratulate the Senator J.S. Tarka family for remembering their sister, a lawyer, and thank her for leading this peace to bring us back to doing what our young people, to do what is right and behaving right in Nigeria, because we need that for national good. My friend Chris told me about this, but we had another family event there. The wife of the President of the Federal Republic, the house girl, was wedded today, and all of us were there with her in the church service. But I had to hurry to this place because of the passion Chris expressed when he told me that their younger sister, who is the only girl amongst them, among 7 boys, other siblings, that she left this for humanity. So we're celebrating her today and also launching this book. I will leave a humble token of the sum of 1 million naira to take 5 copies of the book. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chief of Staff, to the President of Senate. Next is the Executive Secretary, retired. 1 minute.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, permit me to stand on existing protocol. I am incidentally not here today in my capacity as the Executive Secretary to TAG. I am here today in my capacity as a member of the J.S. Tarka family. I think I must tell my story here today. In the 60s, my father was the First Republic politician. He was the political secretary to the Premier of Eastern Nigeria, what they call Chief of Staff now. And the late J.S. Tarka was my father's friend. After the Civil War in 1970, we all came back with nothing. And my father went to Lagos to see his friend J.S. Tarka. Then he was commissioner for something. I mean, we were young at the time. I must have been like about 12 or 13 at that time. The late Senator J.S. Tarka pulled out the wad of money that my family started life again with in 1970. So I consider this family. Because I know what that did to the life of my family. I know how it started. My father was able to even spread the proceeds amongst his own relations. So I consider myself a member of the Tarka family. I will, on my my personal capacity, take 5 copies of the book, and I will meet Mr. Chris privately. Thank you very much.
Any mate of hers from any of the schools she attended, please. Queen's College, Capital School, ABU Zaria, Law School. Any of our mates? We call Dunamis. Any representation from Dunamis? Dunamis. I'll now move to the elders' con. Or Dunamis. Okay. 1 minute.
Okay.
The representative of the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information, Dr. Aisha Ndayako, represented by Mr. O.K. Ekomade, recognized.
Good afternoon, everyone. I thank the Lord in protocol. I'm here as a friend and as a member of the church. So Sister Mimidoo was an embodiment of selflessness. She was someone who gave her all to anything she had to do. And I'm here with a member, with the head of department of the hospitality department. It was a department she pioneered in the whole of the Dunamis International Gospel Center worldwide. Her blueprint is what is still being followed in all the churches of Dunamis worldwide. So I'm just going to step aside and allow the head of department of the hospitality to speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. All protocol duly observed. Sister Mimidoo, as was fondly known by us all, was an inspiration to every member of the department. She was a mentor. Most of the things that we know and we do presently as a department, we learned from her. And up till now, that has helped us to carry out our service effectively in the church. And also, not just in the church, in our private life. She was somebody that was dedicated and committed to the assignments she was given. And that has rubbed off on so many of us. And one thing we are comforted about is that she's with our Lord Almighty, the God that she loves so much. And we'll always miss her, we'll love her, but we'll thank God that her legacy lives on. Thank you.
On behalf of ourselves, not on behalf of the church now, we will take copies of the book and then we'll get back to the family privately. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Permit us to please stand on the protocol already established. My name is Amina Abdurrahman, and I represent the Capital School lot. Grew up with Maureen. I have known her for all these years, and she is an epitome of what everybody has said about her today. Maureen was a friend, came from Benue, and I'm from Niger, so it was a mixture of people meeting across the river. And this friendship lasted all these years as we were part of the bridal train that took her from Wamini to Boko. The husband will not remember, but we remember with fond memories, and we love her. She was a beautiful soul. May God rest her soul.
Good morning. Good afternoon, distinguished guests and all protocols duly observed. My name is Hajia Saratu Mama Shafi. I'm presently the chairman, Competition and Consumer Protection Tribunal. I met Maureen in 1981 when we started our LLB. We were in Congo for 3 years, and then later the Nigerian Law School called to the bar. After that, we kept on with the friendship throughout her lifetime. I was in Bogo severally because of her. I was at the village for her wedding. We actually took the bride to the husband's house. And here in Abuja, we were together until the last minute. I pray that this foundation will succeed beyond all dreams. Maureen was a good person. She was a Nigerian. Everybody from south, west, northeast were her friends. And we are here to show solidarity with this project. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Allow me to stand on existing protocols. My name is Halima Kolo, and I was with Maureen in secondary school. That is Queen's College, Yaba, Lagos. Maureen was a very popular girl. All the things that have been said about Maureen, I can testify right from a very early age. Maureen was beautiful, she was intelligent, and she was a character that should be copied, she was actually, as the book says, she was chosen, you could see it from right in her early years, and she was so loved because of her wonderful character. So I would just like to say, on behalf of Queen's College, Yaba, Lagos, we wish this foundation, we wish this launching to be a wonderful success. Maureen is so loved. She is definitely represents her college, she represents her people, and she represents her church. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Permit me to stand on existing protocol. My name is Oche Bangoye, and I connected with Maureen in School of Basic Studies in Zaria. We met there in 1980. She was from QC, and I was from St. Louis Secondary School in Kano. When we got there, we had a friend in common, Furera, who happened to have been in Capital School with Maureen and came to St. Louis, so she connected us. So I was pleasantly surprised to find out, at that time, I used to think I was the only person from Benue State until I met Maureen, and we were pleasantly surprised to see that we came from the same state. Maureen, everything that has been said about her here is true and more. And even up until before her death, we had set up a WhatsApp group. All of us who met in SBS in 1980, we belonged to a WhatsApp group. And even a week before she passed, she still took the effort to wish me happy birthday just 2 weeks before she passed away. That's the kind of person that she is. She thinks more about the others than herself. And I'm here to speak on behalf of our group, the students from SBS, that we will be throwing our weight and support behind this wonderful initiative. And on behalf of my friends and group, I say congratulations to the planning committee and well done for the effort. And we look forward to a future where we see a lot of successful initiatives out of this project. Thank you very much.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just to satisfy our curiosity, this event will close in the next 10 minutes. Thank you so much. At this point, I would like to invite Ambassador Martina Gerain to please very quickly. And after that, we'll take our royal blessing from the area of Kefi, and then we'll call for the closing remarks. Ambassador Martina Gerain. In the next 10 minutes, we'll round up. We so much appreciate your patience, please. Any online Online goodwill message? None.
Your Excellency, the President, represented by the Minister of Water Resources, the SGF, ladies and gentlemen, Maureen was a candle in the light, in the wind. As her name attributed, she was tempered and loved. Maureen is an in-law to me, and when I married Emerson, she was one of my bridesmaids at the age of 19. And together we have been until the moment of her death. Very painful, still very painful as she's no longer with us. But I know that she's resting in the bosom of the Lord. A lamp must be kept in the Tarka dynasty, and I pray that this will continue. I shall see the family to pay my own respects and put this on the foundation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before we proceed, I have 100,000 naira here for one copy, and that's from sister to the husband, retired director of the National Assembly, Mrs. Comforter. Please, let's put our hands together for the big auntie. Can I invite the Emir of Kefi?
The representative of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the SGF, I wish to associate myself with the protocol that has been laid. I would like to, on behalf of His Royal Highness, the Emir of Kefi, Dr. Shehu Chindo Musa, CON, purchase 5 copies of the book, and we shall privately communicate with Mr. Christopher Tarka. Thank you very much.
We now take the closing remarks to be given to us by Professor Yowesi, an elder statesman. Let's put our hands together for Professor Yowesi for the closing remarks. After that, we take the closing prayer within 10 minutes.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander of the Federal Republic, Your Excellency, the SGF, Your Excellency, the Honorable Minister representing the President, Honorable Speaker, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for the honor to give these closing remarks on behalf of our most beloved daughter, sister, wife, Sister Maureen, who is not here with us. And I feel a sense of destiny to be here because Maureen was very, very close to me as a sister. Her father, J.S. Tarka, directly was our political mentor, and I owe everything I have in life politically to his thinking. This is a man who stood for the unity of this country and also for diversity and also for the harmonious coexistence of Nigerians with whatever and wherever and whenever they came together. He was a deeply respected nationalist. And Maureen, as everybody has said, was totally selfless. Many times, her path and mine came across doing similar things. And the last time we worked together was in the throne room ministry. And I'm delighted that the founder of Throne Room, Dr. Nuhu Kure, wrote such inspiring words for her in this book. I thank you all for coming to this event. I thank you for generously purchasing copies of this great book, this classic book. As I read this few pages of this book, I could not help but hear Maureen speaking through this book. It's an amazing way to remember her. This is who she was, and she has generously given herself to you, her spirit to you, and all of you who have come here to honor her. May God bless you. May you all live long lives, and may you also stand for something as noble as she stood for, to be a chosen vessel, to make a choice, and also that the joy of the Lord will be with you, and God Himself will make sure that your lives are impactful and meaningful. Thank you, and may God bless you.